Ayuk. I mean, you had a stacked roster. His first 3 starts of that year, Brock Purdy, with a stacked roster. 4 touchdowns, no picks, 245 yards a game. That's when he emerged. Mac Jones this year, and I'm talking dealing with second and third stringers. Everybody's hurt, has better numbers. So maybe I should stop bearing guys named Jones, Daniel and Mac. He clearly wasn't washed. Maybe he just had to wash the Patriots stink off him because he was great last night. He did not have much of a run game. I mean, the front for the Rams is outstanding. In passing yards per game, San Francisco now between Purdy and Mac Jones has 2 of the top 3 in the league. And it just shows you the power of these great offensive coaches. I mean, they took a couple of shots on McVay on the sideline. He looked stunned. I mean, can you imagine if Kyle Shanahan ever got somebody with the size and strength of a Josh Allen or a Mahomes or a Justin Herbert? I mean, he took kind of thin, bordering on skinny, immobile Matt Ryan and made him MVP of the league, and they almost won a Super Bowl. But what he is doing with Mac Jones, and that's what I've always said, Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy's better by that much. Brock Purdy moves better. I think Mac arguably has more velocity on his ball. But, I mean, they had no run game. They have a shaky O-line, and Mac Jones ate it up. So, and by the way, Kyle Shanahan, Mac Jones isn't being the substitute teacher. It's not a lightweight workload. They're asking, he leads the NFL in pass attempts with backups and getting banged around. So this isn't the substitute teacher that comes in and, you watch a movie in class in the 5th grade. Like, this is a real assignment. He is forcing Mac Jones to lead the offense. My job was on the floor with this thing. I mean, in a league where upsets happen all the time, this won't qualify as a big upset, okay, because they're rivals and they're in division and the Niners are a great franchise. But this line was creeping up to 8.5 points. Okay, this line was bigger than the Cowboys-Packers line.
Yeah. It was, listen, this was an awesome win for the 49ers. I don't think it's fair to make every single 49ers game about Brock Purdy. I think it's just, I don't think the 49ers fans even want that, So I want to, actually talk about the game itself. I know, shocking. It's shocking. We don't have to just make everything about Brock Purdy or Mac Jones. But I will say this at the top. Comparing what Brock Purdy did in 2023 and what Mac Jones did now makes absolutely positively 0 sense when it was Brock Purdy's first time as a full year starter in the first handful of games of 23. And you're comparing Mac Jones now, who had been in the league for years. It's just the comparison itself doesn't make any sense. Different rosters, different everything, different teams, different quality of defenses. It's just it doesn't really mean anything. With that said, Mac Jones played great. To be very clear, Mac Jones played awesome. Wildly impressed. The thing that I love that he did is that when the pressure was getting to him, this is what I think Shanahan has done such a great job with. He gives him solutions to the pressure when it gets to him, and credit to Mac Jones, he makes the decisions and gets rid of the ball. He gets rid of the ball. He gets rid of the ball. He gets rid of the ball. In a time, I think this is going to be another pendulum swing right now. Because with the emergence of these hypermobile, magical quarterbacks who are always looking to make big plays, we have these quarterbacks who are constantly just lingering, sitting in the pocket, scrambling, whatever it may be, always looking for some sort of play. And I feel as though now we're getting this new reemergence of just get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball. And you can see the benefit of that. You could see the benefit of that. But again, this is you need the coach and the quarterback in that moment, because they need to be able to call the plays and have everyone set up so you can get rid of the ball quickly. But then you need the quarterback to be able to see it and deliver the ball very quickly as well. They need to see it throw. It's just like a half second. But this was an amazing win. This was absolutely positively an amazing win. That's why I don't want to make this whole thing about Mac Jones or Brock Purdy, because this win should just be celebrated from the 49ers as a whole. I mean, Mac Jones all game had open looks. Like, yeah, he was pressured a bit, but he was comfortable. You know, in a lot of ways, he had plenty of time. I know he was getting rid of the ball, but for what he was looking to do, for what Shanahan was looking to do, he had plenty of time. You know, there was only really a couple moments when anything ever really felt kind of sped up, and it was typically when Mac Jones was either cramping or whatever the heck they settled on was wrong with him, when it looked like he was just, you know, looked like they were going to have to bury him on the field right then and there. You know, I mean, you're getting the blocked field goal. You shut down the run game for the Rams. The goal line fumble. I mean, like that was a fumble that was caused by the 49ers. The fourth down stop. I mean, like, this team just came to play. This team absolutely came to play, and it was awesome. I mean, like, it was awesome. And this team is so banged up with injuries. And I said this in my Rams video that, like, I always try my best to bring the nuance when talking about injuries, and when injuries matter and when they don't. And it's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing because you're talking about now dealing with players that you just don't really know that well. We either don't know them at all because it's just like, you know, they're coming off the practice squad or something, or they've been in the league for like 2 minutes, you know, and you're replacing them with players. They're replacing players who you've known now for years. Like, it just, anytime people talk about depth of talent or this, that you just don't know. I mean, you really don't. One team could be decimated with like 6, 7 injuries, but all the other guys that they're replacing them with are actually awesome and great, or 4 of them are great. And so there you go. Whereas other guys, you have a team that has like 3 injuries and you're replacing them with 2 guys that are just downright awful. And it's just like all you got in that moment. And it's hard for us to really know that until we watch them play. And so I think, though, the fact of the matter is that this team is clearly not full strength. This team is, you know, on the broadcast, they're saying names that you're just like, wait, this guy's on the 49ers right now? Like, it's just not the names of the players that we've known of the 49ers for years and years and years. Even just Mac Jones right now. We obviously know who Mac Jones is, but it's just like, you know, you got a backup quarterback, you got backup players left and right. Like, it was just an awesome win. An absolute awesome win all around. Throughout the broadcast, they kept showing us the list of all the players that were injured. I think Shanahan deserves a ton of credit. I think Robert Saleh deserves a ton of credit. Mac Jones, I mean, all the players that stepped up. This was just an awesome team win. An awesome team win. The fans showing out in LA, just wildly impressive. I mean, that's why I don't think this game should just get reduced to like Mac Jones. I mean, like, this was an awesome team effort. And when we talk about culture, like, I ripped the Baltimore Ravens for not being ready to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's like, yeah, they're banged up and whatnot and all of that. And that's why I said, like, yeah, they're decimated with injuries. And I understand that their defense isn't going to be able to rise to the occasion. The Kansas City Chiefs offense is incomplete too. So, like, okay, there you go. But, like, at the very least, you were not ready. You were not ready to play a tough, gritty game. You were not trying to make this game, hey, you know what? Maybe we can't compete as best as we want to, but, like, let's try our best to make this game ugly and weird and muddled up so we can find a way to win. Like, that's not what they did. And, like, I looked at coaching at that part. And so for here, when this team is so banged up and they're going up against a division rival, the 49ers, the Los Angeles Rams, and, you know, a lot's at stake here, right? We're getting to the point of the season where, like, you know, like, this really matters big time now, right? You don't want to drop a random game to the Rams right now, and the fact that you can go on the road, get the win, backup quarterback, decimated with injuries. I mean, like, this is a huge win. And I always talk about this with quarterbacks, especially, you know, non ultra successful quarterbacks like the Josh Allens of the league. And I always say, you know, I like to sometimes just watch the game through the lens of, like, I don't know who this quarterback is. I don't know what the lens is, you know, what the comp is. I'm just watching the game. What do I see? And so it's like, you can watch a game where you see Sam Darnold and you're like, dude, that was him playing just as great as a Josh Allen or a Mahomes and whatnot. And if you just looked back at this 49ers team and just did it for now the whole team as a whole, and you were like, I don't know who this coaching staff is, I don't know who the players are, I don't know what a Christian McCaffrey is, and Mac Jones, don't know any of this. You're watching this team play, and you're like, this team is great. This team is so well coached, so well organized, so ready for the moment. You know, like, they are a complete team, and you're just like, well coached, well prepared, well execution. I don't know who Mac Jones is. I don't know who Christian McCaffrey is. I don't know who Shanahan is. I don't know who that defensive coordinator. Oh, he coached for the Jets. I don't know who he is. Like, boom. Like, and that is the mark of a team that is connected. That is a culture. That is a team that is ready to play, ready to step up, which is fascinating because they didn't have that last year. You know, they really struggled with that. And I ripped Shanahan for saying that he did not do a good enough job, that it felt to me that they were so all in on Christian McCaffrey that when Christian McCaffrey wasn't there, they were like, uh-oh, what do we do? What do we do? Mayday, mayday, mayday. And because I do think when you have so many different injuries and you have people going in and out of the lineup, I think it falls on the shoulders of the coaching staff way more than, say, like an individual quarterback. A lot of times when like a receiver goes down or even an O-line goes down and whatnot, you'll hear a lot of people go like, oh, look how great this quarterback is doing in that situation, or he's not doing enough or this, that. And I'm just like, I put it on coaching. The coaching is the one that needs to give you the solutions to the problem. The coaching is the one that needs to give you some easy completion, some easy outs, whatever it may be, when you have players going in and out of the lineup, when you have your run game getting taken away from you, when you have a bad O-line, you got to set up plays that you can get rid of the ball, you know, whatever it may be. Use a lot more misdirection, etc., etc. And I don't think Shanahan did a great job of all of that with such an injured roster last year. And maybe there was just too many injuries to even just overcome. Definitely a possibility, but I think he deserves a ton of credit right now with all of this. And you can also just see the difference. And I always knew Robert Saleh was going to make this defense great. You can see the difference of this defense of just, again, you know, it's just this defense plays with such a purpose right now. And when you're playing a team like the Rams, when you're playing a great quarterback, when you're playing a division rival who can legitimately win games and compete, you know, for the division and beyond, it's just like your defense needs to be violent. It needs to play with a purpose. It needs to be there to make key plays. It's not just to kind of, you know, tackle, you know, it's not just about like, oh, we got to tackle or, oh, we got to try to get to the quarterback. It is punching out that fumble, right? Like it is blocking that field goal. Like you need all of these little things to unfold throughout the course of the game. It's not just a matter of, you know, playing some, you know, tight coverage and batting down some balls, like it's, and trying to pressure the quarterback. Like, no, it's all of these other little things. Play after play after play, drive after drive after drive, right? It's just get out there and make a play, make something happen. And you can see that with this 49ers defense. So just an all-around great win. Great win. They deserve all the credit in the world for that win. And the fans for just showing up. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the 49ers win? What's your takeaway from this game? Just straight up, I think this game at first I wasn't sure what my conclusion was for both teams, and then the more I thought about it, the more I slept on it. I was just very much like, man, this game was actually even more wild than I think I even realized when I was first watching it. But let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.